spring been like for you? Third different staff,
Yep.
three or four different O-line coaches. But what's this spring been like, especially with Coach Thornton and Coach Simmons?
It's been really fun. Having Coach Simmons a little familiar face over there, and then Coach Thornton's done a really good job. Practices and stuff have been a little different, but I think it's been a good change. Just changing up the format and stuff a little bit, but I've been enjoying it, and I think everybody's done a good job of adjusting and getting after it this spring. So.
For you've been around long enough that you were familiar with tempo on offense.
Mm-hmm.
How much does it the intensity raise when you do that in practice, especially?
Yeah, especially during practice when we have those periods where we're going really fast, it makes it hard on the defense. So that's something I think we can use to our advantage this season, and I think it'll go good. I think everybody's done a good job of conditioning ourselves and getting used to that. So it'll be good.
What's it been like having several new guys and those transfers coming in and them kind of fitting into what y'all are doing? What's that been like?
Yeah. So whenever you have so many new guys come in, sometimes it can be difficult. But I think we've meshed really well. We've been going out to eat and hanging out and having a good time. I think everybody's done a good job of learning the offense and getting all the schemes and stuff down. Everybody's doing a really good job. I'm impressed with a lot of the new guys. They're doing a really good job, so I think it'll be good.
Do you and Jaleel ever look at each other and be like, man, we've seen a lot come through here. What's that been?
We talk about it all the time, man, how much we've been through and all the coaches and different things we've been through, but we just try to stick the course and do the right things, and hopefully it ends in a positive way. So
That experience, does it help you when you have to learn a new system and having that experience, does it help you knowing what's important, what I have to focus on, those kind of things?
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, once you have all these different coaches and different ways of teaching stuff, you end up learning that everything, inside zone is inside zone and counter and all that kind of stuff. There's always going to be different ways people coach things, but at the end of the day, football's football. So I think me and Jaleel having that experience, and there's some of the new guys are older too, so they've been playing a lot of football. So I think that experience really helps whenever you have that, especially on the line.
Have you been pleased with how quickly the group has come together? We talked to coaches, and they're like, hey, these guys have already kind of formed a bond. Mm-hmm. Have you been surprised at how quickly it's happened?
Yeah, I think I can speak a lot for the O-line room. We've meshed a lot. I think the Auburn family it's a real thing, and whenever you got new guys coming in, we're accepting them just like they've been here for 6 years with me and Jaleel, just like they've been here with us the whole time. So I think that we've done a really good job of meshing, and we've been impressed by that for sure.
How impressed have you been with Tate? Misses a lot last year, that injury, gets hurt this week, and still he's out there and competing with you.
He's persistent, man. Tate's a fighter, and I think he's going to be good. So he'll be back right after spring and getting back after it. I think he'll be there to contribute and help us win some games this year. He's done a really good job, and he's one of those dudes. He knows the offense. He does a really good job. So he'll definitely impress with him.
In what ways have you kind of seen Tate grow from last year to this year?
Mm-hmm. I think just as a leader, he's done a really good job stepping up, just being one of those guys along with some of the other older guys, just to whenever we're doing drills by ourselves or whenever during film, whenever we're going through plays or just coaching stuff up, I think he's done a really good job stepping up and helping lead. We've got a lot of older guys in that room now, so even with the newer guys, there's still some older dudes. So I think we've done a really good job of leading each other, and he's one of those guys that's been helping with that.
You remember being here as a true freshman, Connor Lew.
Oh yeah.
What stands out about him, because we've heard a lot about him already?
He's going to be so good. Once I think he has the opportunity to help us win some games this year, and he's going to get some playing time. But he stepped up whenever Tate went down. He's been in that guard spot, and he's doing a really good job. He's really strong he's a little bit on the lighter side right now, but he's really strong for his weight right now. So I think once he gets some weight on him and takes that next step in the weight room and stuff, he's going to be a dog, man. He's going to be one of the best offensive linemen I've seen come through here. He reminds me of Braden Smith, to be honest. Yeah, I think that's a good comparison.
What is it, that just the strength component? Is that a lot of it?
He's really smart too. He had been playing some center, so he picked up the offense really fast, and he's just doing a really good job overall.
How valuable is having a guy like that can play multiple positions at a young age, knowing what it takes to play at this level?
Yeah, that's really valuable, especially in the SEC. You've got dudes you might have to move around. I think that's one thing that Braden Smith had to do. He could play all 5 positions, so I think that's a pretty fair comparison. He's just doing a really good job. I'm impressed with him a lot.
What about Avery Jones? I've heard a lot about him and stepping into that center role, about the leadership things that he's done. What have you seen from him?
He's doing a really good job communicating. I know I play next to him, so he's out there communicating and talking a lot, doing a really good job picking up the offense. Some days we go in there and coach throws a lot on him before practice, and he comes out there and just communicates it all and does a really good job handling it, like he's been studying it all week. So he's a really smart dude, and I think he's doing a really good job.
Yesterday, Cadillac was saying he felt like the offensive line, could be one of your strengths this year. What jump have you guys made from last year? What's the biggest improvement you feel?
I think the communication's gotten a lot better, just meshing together and figuring out all the small things, the little details. We've done a really good job going in, studying, getting extra work in, just trying to make that final jump. We've had the talent the whole time. We just have to get those little things right and just get all that stuff down so we can really come together and be as good as I know we can be.
You guys, as an offense, have had a lot more success the last couple of times out at practice. How big is that to finish strong in the spring heading into the summer?
It's really big. I know we've had some struggles on offense recently, so to come out this spring and to be doing as good as we are towards the end, I know we all really want to finish and have a last good couple practices, and then going into 8A finish strong there. But it really helps going into the summer with the confidence and everybody having a good feeling about it, and that'll lead on in there in the season and fall camp, and then we can keep it going through December and January.
Competition has been a theme for you guys up front, quarterback, everywhere. What does that do for a team when they say, hey, every job's wide open?
Oh yeah, I mean that's the main thing. That's how it always should be. Iron sharpens iron. So whenever you've got dudes, and like I said, we've been meshing well. So whenever you're competing against your brother, and at the end of the day, it's I'm trying to take your spot, and you're trying to take my spot, and at the same time, we still go out to eat. There's no hard feelings about anything. That's how you breed good teams, and it's all about the competitiveness. You got to have it. So I think we've done a really good job of that, because going in, there was no spot was safe anywhere on the team, because you've got new coaching staff, you've got tons of new dudes. So I mean, across the board, everybody's like that. So nobody's had any hurt feelings or anything. Everybody's competing, having a good time. So it's been really good.
You talked about being here on year 6.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember what it took for you to get the offer?
I remember I was going to camps every weekend, and I was traveling everywhere. And I remember I was in English class whenever Coach Hannon offered me, and that seems like forever ago now, but it's been a long time coming. A lot of hard work, a lot of people helping me, all the coaching staffs, all my teammates, my family, and I'm just excited to be able to do what I can this year to help us win and finish it out the right way.